The gap between knowing and doing is where most dreams disappear. Most people already know what to do. They know they should read more, eat better, wake up earlier, manage their time, develop their skills, save their money, and treat people with more care. Knowledge is not the problem. Libraries are full. The internet is overflowing. Advice is everywhere, yet results are rare. Why? Because there is a silent space between knowing and doing, and in that space, most dreams quietly die. You don't lose your dreams because you lack information. You lose them because you delay execution. You see, knowing creates potential, but doing creates progress. Everyone wants a better life, but wishing is not a strategy. Hoping is not a plan. And motivation without movement is just emotional entertainment. The world does not reward good intentions. It rewards applied discipline. Let me put it simply, you don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what you do with what you know. You can attend every seminar, read every book, listen to every podcast, and still stay stuck if action never follows insight. The gap between knowing and doing is called comfort. Comfort says tomorrow. Comfort says when I feel ready. Comfort says when conditions are perfect. But here's the truth. Perfect conditions don't exist. And readiness comes after you start, not before. Progress begins the moment you move from idea to action. You don't have to be extraordinary to begin, but you do have to begin to become extraordinary. Small disciplines practiced daily create massive results over time. One extra page read, one extra call made, one better decision at lunch, one honest conversation, one focused hour of work. These little acts don't look heroic in the moment, but they build a heroic life. Success is not a giant leap. It's 1,000 small steps taken consistently. Now let's talk about fear. Fear lives in the gap. Fear of failing. Fear of being judged, fear of starting and not finishing. But listen carefully, the pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. Regret comes from knowing what you should have done and not doing it. Action cures fear. Movement creates clarity. Doing builds confidence. You don't become confident and then take action. You take action and confidence follows. Your future is not created by what you plan. It is created by what you practice. Dreams don't disappear because life is unfair. They disappear because people wait too long. Waiting is expensive. It costs you time, momentum, and belief. The moment you act on what you know, you cross the bridge from potential to power. So ask yourself today, what do I already know that I'm not yet doing? What habit should I start? What decision should I make? What conversation should I have? What effort should I increase? Don't let your life become a warehouse of unused knowledge. Let it become a workshop of applied wisdom. Because the real tragedy is not that people aim too high and miss. The real tragedy is that they aim too low and never move. Close the gap. Turn insight into action. Turn dreams into habits. Turn intention into execution. And when you do, your life will begin to change, not by magic, but by method. The gap between knowing and doing is where most dreams disappear. So today, step into action. Most people believe that learning alone will change their lives. They collect information, attend programs, read books, and watch videos, hoping that knowledge will somehow transform their situation. But understanding something and applying it are two very different things. Knowledge shows you what is possible, but action is what makes it real. You can know how to be healthy, wealthy, confident, and successful, yet still remain stuck if you never move from awareness to behavior. Education is meant to change the way you live, not just the way you think. If learning does not affect your daily choices, it becomes nothing more than mental storage. You don't get rewarded for what you understand. You get rewarded for what you implement. Ideas only become powerful when they are used. A principle sitting in your mind does nothing for your future until it is practiced with intention and consistency. Growth happens when learning turns into lifestyle. One good idea acted on today is more valuable than 1,000 good ideas delayed for tomorrow. Real progress starts when you stop asking, what do I know? And start asking, what am I doing with what I know? That shift from awareness to application is where change is born. When you apply what you learn, confidence increases, clarity improves, results begin to appear. Action tests knowledge and strengthens belief. Every time you practice a principle, you prove it to yourself, and when you prove it, you trust it. That trust becomes momentum. Your life does not improve because you are educated. It improves because you are disciplined enough to act on what you've learned. The purpose of learning is not to impress people with information, but to improve your results through intelligent action. Dreams are easy to create, but discipline is what gives them a heartbeat. Many people feel inspired, set goals, and imagine a better future, yet they struggle to stay consistent when excitement fades. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. It is the quiet force that keeps you moving forward when feelings change and circumstances are uncomfortable. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about honoring your commitments. It is choosing long-term progress over short-term pleasure. Every day, life presents you with small choices, comfort or effort, excuses or responsibility, delay or action. These choices seem insignificant, but they are shaping your future in powerful ways. You don't need perfect conditions to practice discipline. You need clear standards. When you decide who you want to become, your daily behavior must match that decision. Discipline is the bridge between intention and reality. Without it, goals remain wishes. With it, even ordinary people achieve extraordinary outcomes. Consistency is the language of discipline. Little done. Well, every day beats a lot done once in a while. You don't rise to the level of your hopes. You rise to the level of your habits. When discipline becomes your lifestyle, your results become predictable. Discipline is also self-respect in action. It says, my future matters. It says, my dreams are worth the effort. When you follow through on your word, even when no one is watching, you build inner strength, and that strength becomes the foundation of confidence, achievement, and personal pride. Fear often feels like a wall, but in reality, it is more like a fog. When you stand still, the fog thickens. When you move forward, it begins to clear. Most people don't lack ability, they lack action. They overthink, analyze, and wait for certainty. But certainty is created by movement, not by hesitation. Responsibility changes everything. The moment you stop blaming circumstances and start owning your choices, you gain power. Power to adjust, power to improve, power to decide again. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you are perfect. It means you are willing to grow, and growth always starts with action. Fear feeds on delay. The longer you wait, the louder the doubts become. But when you take even a small step, fear loses its grip. Action gives you information. It teaches you what works and what doesn't. It turns confusion into clarity. Every attempt builds experience, and experience builds confidence. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to act while fear is still present. It is the decision to move forward without guarantees. And every time you do, you prove something important to yourself, that you are capable of handling challenges. When you accept responsibility for your progress, you stop asking for permission to grow. You stop waiting for approval. You stop needing perfect conditions. You begin to trust your ability to adapt. And that trust becomes the foundation of real confidence. Big dreams are inspiring, but they don't build a future by themselves. What shapes your life is what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. Your daily habits are like votes you cast for the person you are becoming. Every small action either moves you closer to your goals or slowly pulls you away from them. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. Real change is not dramatic, it is deliberate. It happens quietly through consistent choices that seem ordinary in the moment. One focused hour, one healthy meal, one honest conversation, one disciplined decision. Over time, these small acts compound into powerful results. Education becomes meaningful when it changes your routines. Learning something new is valuable, but practicing it is what transforms you. When your habits improve, your future improves automatically. You don't have to chase success if you build the systems that create it. Your goals give you direction, but your habits give you momentum. Without momentum, even the best plans stall. With momentum, progress becomes natural. You stop forcing change and start living it. The future you want is being shaped right now by what you repeat today. If you want a better tomorrow, build better habits today, not next week, not someday, today. All four ideas come together in one powerful truth. Your life does not change because you wish, hope, or even know better. It changes because you act better. Knowledge gives you direction, discipline gives you structure, responsibility gives you power, and habits give you momentum. When these work together, progress becomes inevitable. The gap between who you are and who you want to become is closed one decision at a time, not with grand gestures, but with daily discipline. When you apply what you learn, take responsibility for your growth and shape your future through consistent habits, your dreams stop fading and start forming into reality. Your potential is already inside you. The only thing left is to use it.